Braden Darsky.
It is so hard. It is so hard to eat. Right now the struggle is I need to spend a couple hours in the car going from point A to point B, and I'm hungry, and I'm like really hungry. And you know when you can feel that hunger in different parts of your body, like right now my hands, and it's almost like the veins in my hands and my fingers are like hungry. Like, and like, am I hungry? And then you feel that your body resonate with yes, and it's like especially in my fingers right now, and like the backs of my hands, and my brain's getting a little hungry, and my eyes are not as bad as it was yesterday, but it's like, and I don't want to eat anything. I don't want to eat anything, but I need to. You know, it doesn't matter where you are on that eating spectrum. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're anorexic, bulimic, obese. You know, it's a struggle you have to face on a regular basis. You know, I don't know. My issue, I give it about a 6. You know, let's say anorexia, bulimia, and obesity. That stuff's like, that's beyond 10. It's like life threatening. You know, mine's not very life threatening, but it's still a struggle. It's about a 6. You know, it's maybe 5, 6. I mean, it depends on who you are and where you are with your eating struggle, but mine's not that bad. And like right now, I'm like, well, why don't I want to eat anything? You know, I can actually dive deep and I can actually access the PHS. Like, what am I, like, if let's say starving myself was the drug, you know, what are you trying to numb out? You know, starving yourself is the PHS. What are you really struggling with? What are you trying to fix with starving yourself? And right now, before I talk about my issues, first, I just feel like talking about why starving yourself, of all the drugs to turn to, starving yourself is great. It's cheap and it's convenient. Don't starve yourself. Don't do any drugs. So anyway, when I think about why am I starving myself, it's like, or when I think, actually, this is how the struggle feels. It's like, dude, I gotta eat something. I know I gotta eat something. Okay, I gotta put food in my mouth. And it's like, before I can put food in my mouth, I feel like I'm vomiting reasons why I don't want to eat right now. And so yesterday I met somebody really insanely fun and amazing, and especially like in this point in my life, I'm like, thank you God, I need friends. I desperately need friends. I hunger for friends so bad. I ache for friends so bad. It is so hard to find friends after high school, especially when you move. Especially when you move. So I was like, finally, it's been so long. I'm like, thank you God. And you know, we were hitting it off like crazy, but you know, she was vibing, you know, for not a friend, but like as a potential romantic endeavor. And you know, if I wasn't in love with this other woman, I would have easily said, yeah, you know, you're quite the catch. You're attractive and you've got crazy fun infectious personality, and you just had a lot going on. You know, she is just so comfortable in herself and her star power. It's like, and she's off to go do great and amazing things. And I was a fan even before, you know, before I knew what she did. I was just like, I don't care what you do, I'm a fan. And I asked her, I'm like, are you a musician? Are you a poet? Like, what do you do? What is your creative outlet? And then anyway, we were hitting it off so well that she gave me her number. And she's like, text me. And I'm like, I'm going to text you. And then that night I said, look, I'm in love with this other woman. I'm not looking for a romantic relationship right now until I find this mystery woman. But I could be, you know, I want to be a friend. And if I wasn't in love with this person, I could easily date you for XYZ. heard back from her. She was my waitress. Okay, that's the real big issue right now. Is because, like, wow, that felt so good to tell you that. Because, like, I'm in a, I don't know where I am, you know. I'm in somewhere in California. And, you know, I've had a crazy week, even without her interaction in my life. And there's so much in the equation of the mess of my life. It's like right now, I don't want to think, okay, I just had Olive Garden, fudge, whatever. It's not a plug. I just had Olive Garden last night. I'm not being super creative right now. I want quick and easy. I want the same thing I had last night. It was good. I want it, and let's go. And part of the struggle was like, oh man, what if I run into her? And it's like, take me any other day of the year. I could totally have been mature and handle it, but like right now, I'm like such a mess that I don't know. Like it's actually getting so much easier saying all this stuff. But it's like you ever want both outcomes? It's like, I do want to accidentally bump into her, you know? I'm like, what are the odds she's working 2 days in a row? And it's like, what if she is? And I do want to bump into her. It's like, I kind of want to, like, get in her face and be like, hey. And then what will win out in this dilemma in my mind, which always wins out, is like, dude, even if you do bump into her, don't do anything. You've been real and genuine, and you've been yourself, and if she doesn't want any of that doesn't want to be your friend, then, you know, you didn't want her around in the first place, and she's doing you a favor and saving you time. It's just especially painful because, like, it's so hard to find people you actually want to be friends with, people you actually want to hang out with, people that you enjoy. It's so hard to find those people. My God, where are my people at? That was the biggest pain, is because, like, I'm almost ready to eat. Now what's stopping me? What's stopping me from eating now? I'm just lonely. No, I'm lonely, dude. Lonely for friends, lonely for love life. I'm almost ready to eat. I'm feeling a little better. Now it's stopping me from eating. Uncertainty. Uncertainty about the future, man. So, you know, up until this point, yeah, I've been doing YouTube for a while, 3 years, and I've made $2 in the past 3 years. All right, YouTube is not moving right along. YouTube's hard, and you know, I'm still working on this video. I'm still working on what I'm actually feeling and experiencing and how to articulate it. But so this is kind of a rough draft, but it's kind of like, I feel like I'm in the desert, man. And like a starving heart, like a starving stomach will shrink, a starving heart will also start to shrink. And, you know, a starving brain, you know, food, water. You're not in the desert so long, you start to see things. And you see this pile of rocks in the distance, but you don't know it's rocks. You're like, maybe it's burgers. It's gotta be burgers. It's gotta be burgers. I need burgers. And you get there and it's a bunch of rocks. And you've been going to this point for like 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, and you get there and it's rocks. that's a whole thing in of itself. But let's just say I was working so hard to this pile of burgers, and when I got there, it was a bunch of rocks. Especially in a time when I really needed burgers. I can almost eat. Now it's keeping me from eating. I can go eat something now. That's crazy. I never had to face this issue like this before. I've usually had enough go-tos that I could ignore my problems. Like, up until this point, I've always been able to either watch something to eat something or share a meal with a friend. Those are my, if I can, those are my go-tos to trick myself into eating. But when I didn't have either of those right now, it's like, wow, I actually had to deal with why I couldn't eat right now. I can go eat something. My life's still messed up, but I can go eat something. Like, baby steps, baby steps.